Being saved is a great feeling.
You know, the truth is I didn't know grief, really. I just felt like everything was beautiful and perfect until the last few years. When we lost Truett, everything changed.
All of my sin, the way that I've fallen short, the way that I've missed the mark. And Jesus covered the ground. He spanned the gap. Because I couldn't get to him. There's nothing I do, my works, my actions, none of it could get good enough to get to him. So he came to me.
You know, my grandfather was laying there, he was passing away, but he was telling us, oh, I see Jesus. Oh, I see him. He's right over there. You know, and you know, he saw his daughter that had passed away years before him, and he's like calling out their names while he's passing over.
There's so many things that we have to overcome in this life, and Jesus, his work on the cross, he's paid the ultimate price for it, so I'm proud to be a child of God.
I met a guy in Austin, Texas, and he lost his son. And it was before I lost Truett. I actually was playing Austin, and he was a guy I'd never met that said I could come play his golf course with him. When I went and played with him, he told me he lost his son, and he told me all about it, a car accident. It was really interesting. He told me a few things that were like preparing me.
Jesus paid for on the cross. You see, whatever that deepest, darkest thing that you're fighting and you're thinking in your head right now, oh, will he forgive me of that? The answer is yes. He paid for that. There's not one thing that kind of escaped him. Oh, that's kind of slipped through the cracks. No, our God's not one to make a mistake or let something slip through the cracks.
God made death so real, but so beautiful in that time. He entered the room with a peace like I've never felt before, with a closeness like I've never felt before.
There's so many ups and downs and so many obstacles and hurdles you're gonna have to face in life. Nothing is ever too much for God to intervene in your life. I've had a lot of great moments in my career, a lot of down moments, but I try to praise him the same because of the opportunity he's given me and the blessings he's put in my life.
You know, he told me that when you go through something hard, you have to grab onto something you can trust. And his thing was grab onto a promise of God, but just make sure you grab onto something God really promised us.
In Jesus, we have peace. In Jesus, we have hope. In Jesus, we have love. In the world, we're gonna have tribulation, we're gonna have setbacks, we're gonna have sucky days. But then we get to always remember what Jesus did on the cross, and he overcame the world.
I felt like in the midst of this great sorrow, there was so much joy because I could see the process of my grandfather entering into the gates, entering into the streets of gold. So it made the hope so much more real.
When I step on the floor, people should know, who I represent, and who I believe in. We've been blessed with talents to play sports at a high level, and each time it's in his name that we go out there and perform and compete and use the gifts he's given us in the right way.
God doesn't always take away the cold. He promises that he'll be right there with us. That's what I held on to. He found me there.
He came to you. He came to earth. He lived a perfect life, a life that I couldn't live, a life that you couldn't live. But he chose to die a death that I deserve to die. You deserve to die.
But I truly believe that God has a purpose for everything. And he knew, Lauren, this is gonna be a place of loss here on earth, but it's gonna be such heavenly gain.
I didn't know God stayed close in those times, but I've learned that he does.